if I told you that your voice, your dream, your ambition is not too loud, not too big, not too impossible? What if I told you that the world doesn't need you to shrink? It needs you to rise? Because there was once a young boy from Louisville, Kentucky, who talked louder than anyone, dreamed bigger than anyone, and believed in himself more fiercely than anyone alive. They called it arrogance. They called it bragging. But he called it truth. And one day, he spoke a sentence so bold, so electric, so unforgettable that it still shakes generations. It isn't bragging if you can back it up. Today, we don't just explore the quote, we step inside the mind of the man who embodied it. Muhammad Ali, the champion, the icon, the unmatched voice of confidence. Sit back, take a breath. This is not a video. This is a transformation. 1. The origin of greatness. Before the lightning, there is always a storm. Before the roar of a crowd, there is silence. And before a champion is crowned, there is a child who dares to dream beyond the ordinary. Muhammad Ali was not born great. He became great through belief, through discipline, through speaking his destiny into existence. As a skinny 12-year-old boy, he walked into a boxing gym not to become the greatest, but to chase a stolen bicycle. Yet, destiny had something else waiting for him. From the very beginning, Ali wasn't afraid to speak about what he wanted, not in whispers, not quietly, but boldly, loudly, unapologetically. He said it before anyone else believed it. I'm going to be the greatest, not someday, not maybe. I am. People laughed, people doubted, people criticized, but Ali kept speaking. Not because he wanted recognition, but because he wanted accountability. When you declare your dreams publicly, the world watches. And that pressure, that weight, that spotlight, Ali carried it like armor. 2. Confidence isn't arrogance, it's commitment. Ali didn't brag to impress people, he bragged to challenge himself. Every time he said, I'm the greatest, what he really meant was, I refuse to be anything less. His words were promises, contracts, unshakable declarations, and he worked relentlessly to back them up. Years of early morning runs, hundreds of rounds of sparring, thousands of hours of training, millions of repetitions. Behind every confident sentence was a mountain of discipline. Behind every bold prediction was a life of sacrifice. Behind every moment that looked like bragging was the courage to bet everything on himself. Ali understood something most people never learn. Self-belief is not arrogance. Self-belief is preparation, discipline, and work, amplified by courage. 3. Silence the critics by becoming unignorable. People will always have opinions. They will always talk. They will always doubt. But Ali knew something powerful. When you can back it up, the world has no choice but to respect you. He predicted. The round he would win in. And then he did it, over and over again. He mastered not only the physical fight, but the psychological one. When he talked, it wasn't to insult, it was to intimidate, to weaken the opponent mentally, to show them, I believe in myself more than you believe in yourself. And in combat, mental strength wins before fists ever fly. Ali didn't defeat opponents in the ring, he defeated them in their minds, through confidence, through rhythm, through verbal precision sharper than any punch, and once again, the world said he was bragging, but the scoreboard said otherwise. 4. The power of speaking your destiny. There is a reason winners talk differently. They speak in certainty, not probability, in intention, not hope. Ali understood the psychology of language. Every time he said, I'm the greatest, he was rewiring his brain, programming his identity, becoming the person he wanted to be. Because your tongue is a steering wheel, your words shape your path, your voice directs your destiny. Most people tell the world what they fear. Champions tell the world who they are. Ali didn't wait until he was the greatest to declare it. He declared it until he became it. 5. When you believe you can, you already have a head start. One of the most dangerous things a human being can possess is certainty in themselves. Confidence is not a feeling. Confidence is a decision. And Ali made that decision early in life. He believed he was chosen, favored, capable, unbreakable. He believed that every obstacle was simply a stepping stone, that every challenge was making him stronger, that every doubt from others was fuel. Imagine if you had that level of belief. Imagine if instead of shrinking yourself, you expanded yourself boldly, loudly, unapologetically. Imagine if you walked through the world saying, "I'm not bragging, I'm becoming." 6. The world punishes confidence, but rewards results. When you speak big dreams, small minds react. When you believe loudly, insecure people get uncomfortable. When you shine, others feel the glare, and so they label you arrogant, proud, too much. But Ali showed us this truth. The world's judgment does not matter when your results are undeniable. He shocked the world as an underdog against Sonny Liston. He shocked the world when he refused to go to Vietnam, standing for his principles. He shocked the world when he came back after exile. He shocked the world when he beat George Foreman in the rumble in the jungle. Every chapter of his life is a reminder. You can talk big if you train bigger. You can dream big if you work bigger. You can believe big if your actions are even bigger. 7. Legacy. Why his quote still matters today. We live in a time where people hide their talent, where people apologize for their ambition, where people fear judgment more than failure. But Ali teaches us something bold. Stop asking for permission to be great. Earn it, prove it, show it, and never shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Because greatness is not humble. Greatness is not quiet. Greatness is not timid. Greatness is loud. Greatness is visible. Greatness is undeniable. And Ali embodied that until his last breath. Your turn. Back up your words. Now the question is, what about you? What dream are you sitting on? What talent are you hiding? What goal are you whispering instead of shouting? You don't need to brag. You need to believe. You don't need permission. You need action. You don't need to fit in. You need to step up, because the world doesn't remember the silent. It remembers the bold, the daring, the courageous, like Ali. If you believe you can back it up, you are already halfway there. You were not born to be average. You were not created to blend in. You were meant to rise, to speak, to fight, to grow, to conquer. So the next time someone says you're bragging, look them in the eyes and say, "It isn't bragging if you can back it up. Now go. Train for it, work for it, fight for it, and back it up like a champion. This is your moment. This is your time. Become unstoppable."